The explosive confrontation where Aaron Judge just absolutely destroyed his critics in the most explosive and most shocking way possible on Friday morning, March 7th, 2026, and according to sources who witnessed the entire confrontation that's now dominating every sports media platform and social media channel across America, what Judge said and how he said it has created the biggest drama in World Baseball Classic history before a single game has even been played. The destruction of his critics happened during what was supposed to be a routine Team USA media availability at the WBC training facility in Arizona, when a reporter asked Judge to respond to recent criticisms from former MLB players, including Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz, who both went on record in separate interviews saying that Judge accepting the Team USA captaincy was a selfish decision, driven by his desire to build his personal brand on the international stage, rather than by genuine patriotism, and that Judge shouldn't be leading Team USA when he's never won a World Series and when his postseason track record shows he shrinks in the biggest moments. According to sources who were present in the media room, Judge's initial response seemed measured and professional, but then something snapped when another reporter followed up by asking if Judge thought he deserved to be captain over Mike Trout, who has more experience and a better legacy. According to sources, Judge stood up from his seat at the podium, leaned into the microphone, and delivered a 5-minute unscripted verbal annihilation of his critics that included him calling out A-Rod by name for having the audacity to question anyone's integrity or motivations, given your entire career was built on lies and steroids. Calling out Ortiz for sitting in a studio collecting checks to tear down players who are actually still competing, and then addressing the reporter directly by saying, "You asking if I deserve to be captain is the perfect example of media creating drama where none exists, because Mike Trout himself told USA Baseball that he wanted me to be captain, that he didn't want the responsibility, and that he believed I was the right person to lead this team. But you won't report that because it doesn't generate clicks." But according to sources, the most explosive part of Judge's destruction came when he addressed his critics' claims about his postseason struggles by saying, "I've hit 62 home runs in a season. I'm a multiple-time MVP. I've led my team to the playoffs multiple times. And yes, I've had some tough moments in October, but show me a great player who hasn't. And more importantly, show me what any of you critics have accomplished that gives you the moral authority to question my commitment or my character when you're sitting safely behind microphones, judging people who are actually in the arena competing." According to sources who witnessed the media room reaction, reporters were stunned into silence, several had their jaws literally hanging open, and when Judge finished speaking and walked out of the room without taking additional questions, nobody moved or spoke for approximately 10 seconds before the room erupted into chaos, with reporters frantically trying to file stories and calling their producers to report that Judge just had the most explosive media confrontation in recent baseball history. The explosive confrontation where Aaron Judge destroyed his critics began on Friday morning, March 7th, 2026, at approximately 10:30 a.m. Arizona time at Team USA's training facility in Scottsdale, where the squad has been holding practices and media sessions in preparation for the World Baseball Classic tournament that begins next week. According to sources who were present at the facility, the media availability was the third such session that Team USA had held during their training camp, and the previous two sessions had been relatively routine and uneventful, with players giving standard responses to standard questions about preparation and excitement for the tournament. But according to sources, the tone of Friday's media session was different from the beginning because of the criticisms that had been published and broadcast in the 24 hours preceding the availability. According to sources familiar with the timeline, Alex Rodriguez appeared on ESPN's morning show on Thursday and spent approximately 8 minutes discussing Team USA's roster and specifically Aaron Judge's captaincy. According to sources who watched that segment, Rodriguez's comments were pointed and critical, with A-Rod saying something very close to, Look, Aaron Judge is a great regular season player, nobody disputes that, but when you're selecting a captain for Team USA, you need someone who's proven they can win in the biggest moments, someone with championship experience. Judge has never won a World Series, his postseason numbers aren't great, and frankly, I think he accepted this captaincy more because it's good for his brand and his endorsements than because he actually feels some deep patriotic calling to represent America. Mike Trout would have been a better choice. Similarly, according to sources, David Ortiz appeared on Fox Sports later Thursday afternoon and made his own criticisms of Judge's captaincy, though Big Papi's comments were less personal than A-Rod's. According to sources, Ortiz said something like, "I'm happy Judge is playing for Team USA, but I don't understand why he needs to be the captain. He's still young. He hasn't proven himself in big games. You have guys like Mike Trout on this team who have more experience. Let Judge just be a player and let someone else handle the leadership." The accumulation of these criticisms from two of baseball's most prominent retired players created a media narrative on Thursday evening and Friday morning that Judge's captaincy was controversial and potentially problematic, according to sources who monitored sports talk radio and social media. According to sources, multiple talk radio hosts and sports columnists wrote or discussed pieces questioning whether USA Baseball made a mistake in naming Judge as captain, with the consensus criticism being some version of Judge is talented but unproven as a winner. Aaron Judge's awareness of these criticisms before the Friday morning media availability is confirmed according to sources who spoke with Judge or with people on his team. According to sources, Judge saw clips of both the A-Rod interview and the Ortiz interview on Thursday evening, and according to sources, he was initially more hurt than angry because he views the captaincy as an honor that he earned through his performance and his professionalism, rather than as something he lobbied for or sought out for brand purposes. But according to sources, Judge's emotional state shifted from hurt to angry overnight when he started seeing how the A-Rod and Ortiz criticisms were being amplified and expanded by media members who were using them as justification to question Judge's fitness for leadership. According to sources, by Friday morning, when Judge arrived at the Team USA facility for the scheduled media availability, he was in what sources describe as a controlled fury state, where he was determined to address the criticisms directly rather than taking the safe route of ignoring them or deflecting. The media availability began normally, according to sources who were present, with Mark DeRosa, Team USA manager, taking questions first about the team's preparation and about the competitive level he expects from other countries in the tournament. According to sources, after DeRosa finished his portion, Aaron Judge was brought to the podium to take questions, and the first several questions were softball inquiries about his excitement for the tournament and about what it means to represent America. But then, according to sources and according to video footage that has since gone viral, a reporter from a major sports network asked Judge the question that triggered his explosive response. According to sources and video, the reporter said, "Aaron, Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz have both said in the past 24 hours that they think you taking the captaincy is more about building your brand than about patriotism, and that you're not the right choice to lead this team given your postseason struggles. How do you respond to those criticisms?" According to sources who watched Judge's expression when that question was asked, there was a visible moment where Judge's expression hardened and where you could see him make the decision to go full confrontation rather than giving a diplomatic response. According to sources, Judge paused for approximately 3 seconds, took a breath, and then began speaking in a tone that sources describe as calm, but with an edge of barely controlled anger. According to sources who were present, and according to transcript and video, Judge's initial response was, "I'm going to respond to that question honestly, instead of giving you some PR answer. Alex Rodriguez questioning my integrity or my motivations is genuinely hilarious, given that his entire career was built on performance-enhancing drugs and lying about it. A-Rod talking about anyone else's character or their reasons for doing anything is the height of hypocrisy. So no, I don't take his criticism seriously, and neither should anyone else." According to sources, that opening salvo caused immediate stirring in the media room, with reporters looking at each other in shock that Judge had gone there. But according to sources, Judge wasn't finished. According to sources and transcript, Judge continued, "As for David Ortiz, I respect Big Papi's career and what he accomplished, but it's easy to sit in a TV studio collecting checks for tearing down players who are actually still out here competing. It's easy to criticize from a distance when you don't have any skin in the game. Both these guys are retired. They're not putting their reputations on the line. They're not dealing with the pressure of representing their country. They're just talking to hear themselves talk and to generate attention. So again, their opinions don't carry much weight with me." At this point, according to sources, another reporter attempted to ask a follow-up question, but Judge, according to sources, held up his hand to indicate he wasn't done talking. According to sources and transcript, Judge said, "Let me address the substance of what they're saying, beyond just who's saying it. The idea that I accepted the captaincy for brand reasons or endorsements is insulting, and it's wrong. I accepted the captaincy because USA Baseball asked me to, because my teammates wanted me to, and because I believe I can help this team win. If I cared about endorsements and brand building, I'd be sitting at home right now resting for the Yankees season, instead of putting my body at risk in an international tournament." According to sources, at this point, the reporter who had asked the initial question tried to interject to ask about Mike Trout, but according to sources, a different reporter jumped in first and asked the question that led to Judge's most explosive comments. According to sources and video, this second reporter asked, "Aaron, do you think you deserve to be captain over Mike Trout, given his superior legacy and experience?" The response that followed, according to sources who witnessed it, was when Judge fully unleashed and destroyed the entire premise of the criticism he'd been receiving. According to sources and according to video and transcript that has been viewed millions of times, Judge stood up from his seated position at the podium, leaned forward with both hands on the table, looked directly at the reporter who asked the question, and said the following: "That question right there is the perfect example of media creating drama where none exists. You're asking if I deserve to be captain over Mike Trout as if there was some competition or controversy. But here's what you're not reporting, because it doesn't fit your narrative. Mike Trout himself told USA Baseball that he wanted me to be captain. He told them he didn't want the responsibility because he wants to focus on playing, and because he believes I'm the right person to lead this team. Mike has been nothing but supportive of me in this role. We have zero issues, but you want to create conflict because conflict generates clicks and attention." According to sources, Judge paused for a beat and then continued with what sources describe as controlled intensity. "And as for whether I deserve to be captain, let me tell you what I've accomplished. I've hit 62 home runs in a season, which is the American League record. I'm a multiple-time MVP. I've led my team to the playoffs multiple times. I'm one of the best players in baseball, and everyone in this sport knows it. Now, yes, I've had some tough moments in October. I've struggled at times in the postseason, but show me a great player who hasn't had postseason struggles at some point. Show me Mike Trout's World Series ring. Show me his great postseason moments. You can't, because it's hard to win in October, and it's hard to perform under that pressure." According to sources and video, Judge's voice got louder and more passionate as he approached his conclusion. But more importantly, all of you sitting here questioning my commitment or my character or whether I deserve this honor, what have you accomplished? What have any of you critics accomplished that gives you the moral authority to sit in judgment of people who are actually in the arena competing? It's easy to criticize. It's easy to tear people down from a safe distance. But I'm out here putting myself on the line. I'm risking injury. I'm representing my country. And I'm going to lead this team to the best of my ability, regardless of what you or A-Rod or anyone else thinks about it. According to sources, after Judge finished that statement, he immediately said, "I'm done taking questions," and walked off the podium and out of the room without waiting for follow-up questions or reactions. According to sources, the media room sat in complete stunned silence for approximately 10 seconds, with reporters looking at each other with expressions of shock and disbelief at what they just witnessed. But according to sources, after those 10 seconds of silence, the room erupted into chaos, with reporters frantically typing on laptops, calling producers and editors, and debating among themselves about how to characterize what Judge had just said. According to sources, within minutes, clips of Judge's comments were being posted to social media, and within an hour, Judge's destruction of his critics was the top trending topic on Twitter, X, with millions of views and thousands of reactions. The immediate reaction from baseball fans and media to Aaron Judge's explosive destruction of his critics has been intensely divided, according to sources monitoring the discourse. According to sources tracking sentiment analysis, approximately 60% of reactions are supportive of Judge, with fans and media members praising him for standing up for himself, for calling out A-Rod's hypocrisy, and for refusing to accept criticism that they view as unfair or motivated by jealousy. According to sources, representative supportive comments include statements like, "Judge is 100% right about A-Rod having zero credibility to question anyone's character," and "It's about time someone called out the sports media for creating fake controversies." But, according to sources, approximately 40% of reactions are critical of Judge, with people arguing that his response was too aggressive, that he should have taken the high road, and that his defensiveness about postseason struggles suggests those criticisms hit a nerve. According to sources monitoring critical reactions, representative comments include, "Judge showed he's thin-skinned and can't handle legitimate criticism," and "A captain should be above getting into Twitter beef with retired players." Alex Rodriguez's response to Aaron Judge calling him out by name for steroid use and hypocrisy came approximately 3 hours after Judge's media availability, according to sources. According to sources, A-Rod posted a statement on social media that read, "I understand Aaron is feeling pressure, and I don't take his comments personally. I hope he and Team USA succeed. My criticisms were about leadership requirements for international competition, not personal attacks." According to sources monitoring reactions to A-Rod's statement, most people viewed it as A-Rod trying to take the high road publicly while actually being rattled by Judge's assault on his credibility. David Ortiz's response was similar in tone but included more direct pushback, according to sources. According to sources, Ortiz went on radio Friday afternoon and said, "Judge can be upset if he wants, but everything I said was fair criticism. I never questioned his talent. I questioned his readiness to be captain. If he can't handle that kind of criticism, that's concerning." According to sources, Ortiz's response has generated its own debate, with some people agreeing that Ortiz was making fair points, while others arguing that Ortiz is just trying to save face after getting called out. Mike Trout's reaction to Judge's revelation that Trout personally endorsed Judge for the captaincy was to confirm Judge's account, according to sources. According to sources, Trout gave a brief statement to media saying, "Everything Aaron said is true. I told USA Baseball I wanted him to be captain. He's the right guy to lead us. Anyone trying to create controversy between me and Aaron is wasting their time because we're on the same page." According to sources, Trout's confirmation has significantly undermined the media narrative that Judge's captaincy was controversial among his teammates. As of now, Friday evening, March 7th, 2026, Aaron Judge has destroyed his critics in the most explosive WBC drama before games have even started, calling out A-Rod for steroid hypocrisy, calling out Ortiz for studio criticism while collecting checks, revealed Mike Trout personally endorsed him as captain, reporter question about deserving it over Trout, addressed postseason criticism, show me Trout's ring, show me anyone without October struggles, challenged media for creating fake drama, walked out after a 5-minute unscripted destruction without taking follow-ups, media rooms stunned silent for 10 seconds, then chaos. Reaction 60% supportive, standing up for himself, 40% critical, thin-skinned. A-Rod responded trying to take the high road. Ortiz pushed back, fair criticism, concerning if he can't handle it. Trout confirmed Judge's account, I wanted him as captain. Drama makes WBC must-watch television. Judge positioned as fighter against unfair criticism versus detractors saying he's defensive. Performance will determine if explosion helps or hurts Judge.